Now that we've got a good handle on how we can access and organize our libraries, events, and clips, let's begin reviewing and expanding upon some basic playing, marking, and navigating techniques. So I'm going to be working mostly with some interviews here, and I just want to be transparent about this going forward. We had an 8-day documentary shoot. We shot between 40 and 50 hours of material. I had 1.5 terabytes of footage. So I've already gone through and whittled things down a lot. So everything that I'm providing you is right now a relatively bite-sized chunk so that I could fit everything within the small limit for the lynda.com exercise files download. Normally, you'd be doing what I'm doing with much longer interviews. But that's okay. This is about practicing navigating and marking clips, so let's do that. All right, so instead of staying with my interviews up here, I'm actually going to move down to my exercise files, and then this is Chapter 3 and the 3.1 keyword collection, and we're just going to be focusing on one interview for now. This is Mike. And before finding the moment that we want to highlight, let's review some navigation here. So I'm going to zoom in. You can either use your slider here, or you can use the keyboard. Again, that's Command ++ repeatedly, like so. So in Chapter 1, we said that one way to play was to press spacebar to play,
not-for-profit
and press it again to stop. And in Chapter 2, I went over the basics of JKL. Again, to review, I press L to go forward,
organizations,
K to pause, and J to go backwards. And if you notice on the keyboard, these three keys are right next to one another, so it's very easy and intuitive, and you end up having a lot of power in 3 fingers. JKL navigation is how you should be working pretty much all of the time. Now, JKL isn't just multi-directional, it's also multi-speed, and here's how it works. If I want to quickly move through the footage, I press L twice to go forwards at double speed,
organizations dedicated to military causes.
K to pause, and I can press J twice to go backwards at double speed.
Oh, you're right.
And it goes beyond double speed as I keep repeatedly pressing my J or L keys. I can move faster and faster through the footage. I won't need to do that right now, though. More likely, I might need to move more slowly through the footage to find just the right part of the sound bites. So fortunately, you can use JKL to navigate in slow motion as well. You just press K and L at the same time to move forward at 1/4 speed.
Organizations dedicated.
And you press K and J at the same time to move backward at 1/4 speed. Along with JKL, I'm also going to be using my I and O keys, defining the beginning of my shot by marking an in point by pressing I, and I'll be marking the end of my shot with an out point by pressing O. So again, if you look at your keyboard, the I and O keys are right above the J, K, and L keys. So hopefully you're getting the idea that the keyboard placement of these powerful commands isn't a coincidence. So let's go ahead and give this a shot. I'm going to come to the beginning of my clip, and I'll be using JKL to find the soundbite that I want.
So in the United States right now, there's a little over 37,000 not-for-profit organizations dedicated to military causes. And I can't say that we've researched all 37,000 of them, but
I want the first part of that. I need that statistic. So I'm going to mark an in at the beginning by pressing I and go forward with L.
So in the United States right now, there's a little over 37,000 not-for-profit organizations dedicated to military causes.
And I just press K to pause, and I'll press O to mark my out. So that's one soundbite, and some people mark as they go. They'll find a soundbite that they want, then they'll edit it down and move on. But I like to save them out, and one way, as you know, that we can do that is by favoriting this section. So I'll press F, and I've saved it, and we can move on. All right, I'm going to play the next part of what he says.
And I can't say that we've researched all 37,000 of them, but we've researched a lot of them. And one thing that's common in everyone that we've seen is that they're all trying to do something for the veterans. They're trying to maybe job placement, resume writing, skill building of some type of service that they're offering to the veterans.
So I think I actually want to start where he talks about, and one thing that they're all trying to offer, which is, I think, down here. So I'm going to mark my in.
But we've researched a lot of them. And
All right, I just went backwards with my J there to get that. And I know that I want to include everything here, so I'll just quickly move through this clip by pressing L several times.
One thing that's common in everyone that we've seen is that they're all trying to do something for the veterans. They're trying to maybe job placement, resume writing, skill building of some type of service that they're offering to the veterans. Nurse trends.
And I'll mark an out by pressing O, and I'll press F for favorite. And I can continue going through his clip using my JKL, using multi-speed functionality where I'm sort of zipping through the clip when I don't want to mark a clip. I can use slow motion capabilities if I want to hone in on a section, but I'm just going to keep doing this. Again, I can access my favorites by coming up to my filter and just choosing favorites. And here are my 2 sound bites. I can also keyword this out if I want. So I'm just going to click on this clip and open up my keyword editor. Again, that's this button up here, or Command K. And I'm just going to call this Mike Soundbite. So it's been added to this clip. And we also see that it was added to Control 3. So I can click on this clip and press Control 3 if I like. And now I have a Mike Soundbite keyword collection where both of these have been deposited. And I can go through and add Christian Soundbites and Casey Soundbites and Jim and Joe, and I'll have them all available to me. Now I'm going to go back into 3.1 because there is just one more thing that I want to show you about playing your clips. I'm going to move this back from favorites to all so we see the entire interview. If you're not sure that you got it and you want to play exactly from your in to your out, just press the / key, and that's the same button as the question mark. So I'll just press / and it plays from my in to my out.
So in the United States right now, there's a little over 37,000 not-for-profit organizations dedicated to military causes. So in the United States right now, there's a little over 30.
And so it played from in to out and it looped, and that's because under View, Playback, I have loop playback enabled, keyboard shortcut Command L, and then here's play selection, the / So a lot of these play commands can be really useful as you're honing in and marking your clips. So just keep going through your interviews in order to get what you want for your program. I do recommend that you take your time, screen the footage, really absorb it, and find your favorite moments that you can recall later.